Dev, congrats for the knock. And can you just give us a breakdown of your batting mechanics the last 1.5 years? Because you've been continuously impressive and effective in the both the formats, white ball and the red ball. So what has been changed? What have been working on your batting in the last year or so?
I think there are a lot of things. I think it's very different for white ball and red ball. My technique changes quite a bit, but at the same time, it's about making sure that I'm in a position to tackle whatever is coming towards me. I think, to be honest, in white ball cricket, I have a particular setup that helps me play a lot more shots and freeze my arms up a little bit. But I think in red ball, I think it's important that I tighten that side of my game. So that's pretty much the only technical change I've made. Just my hands being a little closer in red ball. But at the same time, mentally, it's important that I make that shift. I think over the last couple of years, I've become better at it. I think it's not an easy thing to do when you keep shifting from white ball to red ball, but I think I've gotten better at it, and hopefully I can keep improving on that.
They, there's a healthy musical chair at number three between you and Sai. So what you are thinking about? Because when he was injured, you came. Then you injured, then he came.
Yeah, I think that's how it goes, to be honest. Cricket has its injuries and things like that happen. Sai has been doing well for us over the last few games, and he's a very talented player as well. At the end of the day, whoever gets that opportunity, it's important that we take that opportunity and try and help the team win. And as long as we're doing that, I think everyone's happy.
Hi Devdutt, well played. Firstly, in the first innings, your partnership with KL Rahul, can you explain a bit about how was it to bat with him? Because in the past, players have said his composed nature helps them a lot in stitching a major partnership. So your chemistry with KL Rahul out there on the field, and in the second innings, was there a conscious effort to to go out there and score quick runs and give maximum time to the bowlers out there?
Batting with KL, I think it's always been enjoyable. I think I've played quite a few innings with him now, even with Karnataka as well. We have had some long partnerships, and uh, I think we play well with each other. I think it's a good partnership that we have. I think he understands the way I bat, the tempo in which I bat, and I do the same as well. So when you have that kind of chemistry, I think it helps in stitching that partnership and like really pushing the limits as to how far we can go. I think that's something that he helps me with. And coming to your second part of the question, I think, yeah, in the second innings, obviously, we had to make sure that we put some pressure back on them as fast as possible because obviously there is not much time left in the game, and it was important that we put ourselves in a position where we could control the game. And I think we were able to do that quite effectively.
One of the people who helped you establish that control was Rishabh Pant with his very fast 66.
Yeah.
You didn't bat with him that long, but what is it like to watch him come off like that, and what is it like in the dressing room when you are seeing him play the kinds of shots that he played today?
Yeah, it's great entertainment. I think he's one of those batters who you love to watch every day of the week, and he produces moments that like he did today. He really took the game to them and it put them under a lot of pressure. I think that's the ability that he has. He can win games on his own, and when something like that comes off, I think it's always great to watch, and I think everyone is really happy to have a player like him in our side.
Uh, Devdutt, just a bit about number three again. What's the mindset when you come when you know you have to bat at number three with what all is going on, the sort of competition that we call going on. So what's the mindset when you are approaching, and have you had any discussion with any of someone like Dravid, number three batter, any discussion?
Honestly, mindsets don't change that much. It's obviously the situation of the game changes a little bit when you go in at number three. You understand what's really happening on the wicket, especially if there has been an opening partnership. You always know what you're going into. I think so. I try to keep things as simple as possible. Try not to really overthink it and try to make plans too much. At the end of the day, I have to go out there and react to what's coming at me. And in terms of having discussions with Rahul sir, I think he's always been a great support. I think I made my debut under him, and he's always been open to having a chat whenever I've needed to. And I think everyone, for that matter, all the senior players around are really helpful in terms of being open to having those conversations. And I think the more I play, the more I learn. And number three is the same as well.
Devdutt, has any conversation taken place before the start of the series or during this test match with the coach and the captain, like you would be given the next number of matches at number three in the longer format?
Not really. I don't think those kind of conversations take place. It's important that whenever you get that opportunity, when you get given that opportunity, you have to just take it. And I don't really go looking for those conversations. For me, it's important that whenever I get that chance, I perform. I don't really put too much emphasis on getting a run of games or things like that, because in modern day cricket you cannot really expect those kind of things. It's a highly result driven business. I think whenever you go out there, you are expected to perform, and if you are not doing that, you are always on the line in terms of your performance or your job or your whatever it may be. So I think for me, whenever I go out there, I try to score runs, and if I'm doing that, I'm sure I'll play more games.
They well played in the game. You batted on day 1 and day 4 today now. What has been your assessment of the pitch and how it has behaved? And did you expect it to be a surface where 14 wickets will fall on a single day and fast bowlers picking the bulk of those? So what was your assessment to see how it has changed?
To be honest, we didn't really expect the fast bowlers to pick all those wickets that did fall today. I think, but at the same time, credit goes to the fast bowlers. They really put a lot of effort in. They've bowled some good spells, and they've really done a good job. But at the end of the day, I think Gaul, you expect from the third day onwards for the game to quicken up a little bit. I think it definitely did turn a little bit more, especially today. It started turning a little bit more off the stumps. I think initially it was turning probably from fourth, fifth stump, and now it's starting to turn from the stumps as well. And for us, as a team trying to get 10 wickets, that's a really good sign. And hopefully tomorrow it continues to deteriorate a little bit.
Yeah. Other than the field umpires, you have spent most of the time on the wicket. So can you tell us about what we need to do on day 5? Do we need to have some more patience or skill or what?
Yeah, definitely. I think it will take a lot of patience. It's not going to be easy. I think these guys have had a few good partnerships, especially obviously Niroshan and Sonal have had a good partnership in the first innings. So getting them out won't be easy, but at the same time, we'll have our plans. And I think the longer we stick to it, the more patience we show. I think we have been rewarded throughout the match so far. And I think we have a really varied and potent bowling attack, and I think when you have so much variety in your attack, we are always in with a chance, and I'm sure they'll come into the game a lot more.
Dave, you spoke about switching between white ball and red ball, and the change in technique that you will have to do. So, in that respect, you had 2 great years in the IPL, for example, like 25 and 26. So, when you come off that, how difficult is it for you also to sort of change it, because you've built something with the white ball, and then when you know that you're going to get a chance in red ball, how do you sort of balance that out? Of course, you play a lot of Ranji as well, but in terms of international, how does that work for you?
I think I've always been aware that red ball is something that is my ultimate goal. So I've always tried to model my game in such a way that I don't go too far away from my basics. I don't try to do things that are completely outside the framework of red ball game, and I think that's what helps me when I'm able to make that shift. I don't really have to change a whole lot in terms of changing from white to red ball in terms of technique. So I try to make sure that I'm in a place that I'm always really quick to switch to red ball, because that's my first priority.
Well played, Dev. You had to went out a little bit early in both innings. How important it is healthy opening partnership for mid-order batters, especially in tests?
Yeah, always it's great to have a good opening partnership, but in red ball cricket, it's not something that happens a whole lot. I think it's not that easy to go and open the batting in red ball cricket. There's always something happening with the new ball, and you end up losing wickets quite early, and that's part of the game. But at the end of the day, whenever I go in, it's important that I just assess the conditions and start building an innings from there with whoever's on the other end. But yeah, it's always great to have a good opening partnership.
Thank you for your time. Thank you, Devdutt.
Thank you.